And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win, the second to last day of the Who Would Win for the speed round tomorrow. This one comes to us, ironically, Zach G and Bod King again, who asked the question, who will win a fight? Ben Tennyson versus SCP-682, the unkillable reptile. Or the hard-to-kill reptile. Is it the unkillable reptile or hard-to-kill reptile? I can never remember what's... It's something that designates it as near impossible to kill. We know Ben Tennyson. We know all of his aliens at this point. SCP-682 is a reptilian-esque, though covered with fur, creature that is capable of regenerating and surviving just about everything you throw at it. It comes back not just stronger, but it comes back more or less immune to whatever tried to kill it prior. The only thing it doesn't have a legit resistance to is like certain levels of acid, which is when they're able to contain it, what they keep it in, which keeps its regeneration like kind of at bay. And it's also capable of ingesting matter and growing larger. The whole idea is it hates life. It wants to snuff it out, consume it, and grow bigger until eventually it consumes everything till the heat death of the universe itself. Which I don't know how you're going to swallow the void, but good luck with that. It's SCP. It's the SCP world. Maybe you can figure it out. The point is, not the point is, the question simply is, does Ben have an alien that can actually put down SCP-682? And I'm going to say right now, there are very few aliens in Ben's arsenal that would be able to do any lasting damage or enough to actually incapacitate it or put him in commission, or out of commission, I should say. Like Heat Blast, for example, initially could work, and then he's not gonna be able to do anything because he's gonna evolve past the heat. Forearms could smack it around a bit, but that's about it. Ghost Freak, well, Ghost Freak you can't really touch Ghost Freak, so woo, but that's not gonna matter much. Well, if you go to some of Ben's other aliens, I mean, Swampfire. I always liked Big Chill, but Big Chill could maybe incapacitate it into a block of ice for a while, maybe. Depending on what stage of its evolution process where we got it at. The only aliens that I can see really doing any serious long-lasting damage, or at least keeping it in check, would be Atomics, which is pretty much a walking nuclear bomb. And even then, that probably isn't enough to kill. SCP-682 has survived a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot. It survived being blown up, having about 80% of its body destroyed. It got thrown into an SCP, which is a book where you write the title and it happens. They wrote the thing that killed SCP-682. It got sucked in the book. It got thrown out of the book, beaten, bloody, but still alive. And they said, the thing that tried to and could not kill SCP-682. And there's other SCPs as well they've tried to use on it, and to no avail. Except for, what was it, SCP-9 something or other, the little goo creature that tickled it and kind of calmed him down. So yeah, way big, I think it would actually be a very good method of taking care of SCP-682. Not because it has an ability that could kill it, like even using the energy blast it can use. Even using that wouldn't kill it. No, but it's because at any point if Ben just decides to go way big, as powerful as SCP-682 is, if there's something bigger than him, like by a large margin, there's actually not much he can consume matter, but he's got to first be able to consume the damn thing. So if Ben just got him and trying to crush him, if he's quick about it, maybe he could actually crush him. But again, he could survive that probably. It would incapacitate him, and then he just hurls him out into the void of space. And at that point, well, SCP-682 is just floating for all eternity until he runs into a planet, eats it, comes back, and eventually starts to systematically eat worlds if he can ever get to them. But they can't move at light speeds or anything like that, so that's a long wait period. So hypothetically, SCP-6 way big would be a good option. Clockwork. See, of all the things I know SCP has dealt with, time travel or time manipulation is not among them. I could be definitely wrong on that. Let me know. but I don't. Clockwork could theoretically be the answer, but the risk would be if he doesn't beat him down immediately, like, or waste him to nothing. There is the risk that he evolves past the point of being affected by temporal manipulation. Then you got a problem on your hand. Because that means like time has no effect on him, which means he will last forever, at least in terms of like agelessness. And then obviously the last big one to really go over in this case would obviously be Alien X, where Alien X is capable of manipulating reality itself. It was literally capable of recreating an entire universe near verbatim after it was destroyed around it. It's it's a it lives outside of the universe itself. So this would be probably the trump card that, by all accounts, should do the job. In theory, erasing him just out of existence. If it really needs to, because the SCP-682 is definitely a threat that Alien X, assuming this is a version of Alien X where it's still competing with Ben for control, this is a version of Alien X that definitely this is a being that this version of Alien X would want to take care of because it recognizes how dangerous it is. So, yeah, erasing from existence, trapping eternally in stasis or whatever, realizing that it evolves past any damage it does, so I'm going to do something that doesn't do damage to you, or that's not considered an attack, and just maybe, like, puts it to an eternal coma or whatever. More or less, yeah, Alien X should, by all account, get the job done, because as powerful as 682 is, they are not infallible. It is proven that if there is a method to kill it, but it's so astronomically hard to do so. Again, I can't remember which SCP it was, but there's an SCP that I think it's a chair, is what it is, and you sit down in it, and when you sit down, you're like kind of transported, and there's this like almost like council of other like ghostly beings. And they're basically, it's like you're bargaining for whatever you want, and then you have to give something that's of equal value to make that happen. It's like, I want to win the lottery or whatever. And it's like, all right, give something up. It's like, I give up my house. No, it's got to be how much you want to win. It's got to be something that's worth that much, hypothetically. It's like your child, give us something like that. Well, one person at the SCP organization said, what would it take to permanently erase SCP-682 from this existence without hurting this reality? And they pause, like, you don't got enough collateral for that. Which proves two things. One, this thing is near impossible to kill. But two, it's not impossible to kill him. And let's back that up for a second. It's not impossible to kill him. You might just do irreparable harm harm to the universe. But even if that's not the case, it's not impossible to kill them and not do reversible harm. It's just what it would take normally is beyond calculation. But that being said, something like Alien X would definitely be a being that is beyond calculation for the SCP universe. Like there aren't. I'd have to really think on SCPs that outright are stronger than Alien X when Alien X is functioning at its peak, mind you. That's a tough one. I mean, you got the god, who's the white, the stereotypical god-looking individual. We're talking about like multiversal levels of power. The Crimson King, not Crimson King, what is it? Scarlet King? I think it's the Scarlet King might rank up there. One of the versions of SCP-001 probably would rank there as well. Whatever version you want to go with. There's that weird matter manipulation deer, which is I can't ever remember exactly what that one is. But yeah, I mean, it'd be very difficult to actually, in raw power aspects, think of it being an SCP stronger than Alien X. Just because of what Alien X is actually capable of doing. Anyway, I digress. I would go Ben only because Alien X I think would be definitely the surefire win here. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh, man, it's early. Sorry. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, who wants to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.